What's happening, guys? My name is Alex Rondego, bringing you UGC Gold 6s right here. It looks like we've got all the players here, so we should be seeing the start very shortly. Actually, I believe it's reading up right now. Really quick, though, let's meet the teams. We've got, on blue, we have Chodes, and that is going to be, rolling out here, that's going to be red on Demoman, Chunky, Tofu on Soldier, Kyle on Scout, Zabi on Soldier, Lock on Medic, Zumbafoot on Scout. Red is going to be Hangy on Scout. Soldier is Money, I believe he is the Pocket. Heine is going to be the Roaming Soldier. Sub-Zero on Demo. Waterson is their Medic, and Napalm is their Scout. Let's get right into the action as Blue Team is looking to go right-hand side this time. Red is taking a more dominant stance on the top of the point, but Blue Team, besides sending a Soldier out to try to get some picks, they are actually going to retreat here into Sewer and back. They're going to let Red take this one. Red is really muscling them out here. Blue is not able to get a whole lot done. Most of their players are low on health, their Scout especially, and they're holding here a choke with 100% Uber. They should be able to easily push through. I expect to see them take second without a whole lot of trouble. And they've given it up. They've given it up completely. They're letting Red take the point, and Blue is just going to back up and hold last. This is the last hold for Blue. Interesting. I would have liked to see a little bit more aggression, but I do like that they're playing it safe. I do like that they are holding back a little bit, not letting them lose a lot of players, because in sixes, every player counts. Interesting, Zumbafool has actually switched to Heavy here on Blue. He's going to try, but the Uber's popped in. They're really not going to be able to do a whole lot. They do a nice job of kiting, though. Zoom's going to get a whole lot of work done. And they managed to drop 3 players. 4 on the way if Heine goes down. Heine's just kind of hiding up here, but oh, he goes down to the Soldier. Scout's going to come in, not going to be able to do anything, though, and I do expect Blue, now with 100% Uber. Let's see what they end up doing with this. And once again, while they're getting ready for this hole, they do need to be careful. They have a lot of cap time on the point. They do need to leave someone behind, and that's going to be Zumbafool with not a whole lot of health. Let's see. They are going to try to push out. I'm not sure if they're getting a whole lot of work. Yeah, Zumba went back and he got some health. They popped the Uber into second. And they're going to be able to take second point. So once again, this is Moral Support versus Chodes. I did not get a chance to really say that at the beginning. I've rushed through that. I'm very sorry. Chodes is our blue team for this round, and Moral Support is on red. Heine is actually... Oh, he's off-classing the sniper. Red team is holding choke. They're pushing a little bit. He's going to go in through IT and see if he can get any picks. I don't know if he will. No one's really around there. Despite having no player advantage, Red is going to try to muscle into second point without Uber. And it looks like they're going to pay the price for it. Their medic goes down from the Scout. Yeah, just overall here, a really, really failed push here for Moral Support. Not the best of jobs. In sixes, it's tough because you lose all your players, and now they're just going to be able to take mid, because they've got nobody to defend. Heine was the only one who survived there, but he really can't do anything without his team. Sniper in sixes, it's very easy to get bombed by a Soldier, spammed up by a Demo, and flanked by a Scout. Any class in sixes can really take you down, and here I expect Heine to go down. Yep, very easily. He even had the support of... no, he didn't. Sorry, those were the other Scouts. But that's true. You can't snipe in sixes without the support of the rest of your team, and because he was the only one alive there, there was no way in heck that he could hold that point. Blue's going to try to, they know they have Uber advantage, so they're going to try to push their way into second with equal numbers, but they have to do it quickly, otherwise Red's going to get their Uber, and they're going to be able to contest. Let's take a look at the red medic, see what he does to try to prevent this. They do, they get the Uber in time, and they are going to counter pop, but it's not going to be enough. Blue's going to take second point. Waterson and his Pocket Soldier are going to escape through Shutter. They did stay a little bit long there, trying to milk the rest of that Uber. Meanwhile, Locke is trying to build his Uber back up. They do have a slight player advantage, not a whole lot though. They know that Red is firmly... holding this last point as they muscle Blue back out. The Demo Man goes down. That's going to be tough for Blue, because now Blue is lacking a lot of that muscle that they would need to push into last point. Process last is very difficult because you have the spawn is right next to the point. If you misjudge the spawns and you try to push in with player advantage, you can still get pushed out really easily just from 2 or 3 players spawning. So good move from Blue, not deciding not to push in there. Chode's doing a good job of really holding back, and they're playing safe. Uber advantage right now is going to go to lock on Chodes, who has about 20% right now. Although I think Red recognizes this because Hengi is going to try to build a little bit to see if they can even out that advantage. It's not going to be quite enough. Blue has to push in right now. They have to push in with this advantage. They have their players. They're going to go in. They're going in right now. They pop the Uber. They're going into last. Red has a level 2 sentry on the right side. I don't know if Blue knew about that, but they're all ganged up on the left side. This is not good for Blue. Red has a very solid hold here with a heavy defending the last point. Blue is forced to scatter. They're going to bleed players here. They lost 3 players already. The scout is going to go down to the Ubered soldier. They lost everybody but 2 players, but surprisingly, Blue's actually getting a lot of picks. The scout's trying to work, but nobody focused down that level 3 sentry. It was very close to going down, but between the heavy and the sentry, they just could not get that done. So Red, knowing that they have the advantage now, both in Uber and in players, they're going to be able to push back out and take the second point. But the soldier's going to come up, try to deny it, but he is alone. He did go down to the scout. The medic is in a bit of a vulnerable position here. He does have to be careful. He can get bombed, but he does manage to make it back out to choke. Smart move by the Chode medic. Smart move by Chode's medic, not the... Yeah, you know what I mean. But so far, this is a very back-and-forth game. 5 CP maps, you generally see some stalemating, although I know I'm biased, I play Highlander, so generally Highlander's the one that stalemates a lot, but this is going very back and forth. Teams do need to be careful. If you lose the mid-fight at the very beginning, it's very easy for the team... like they did at the beginning, to push you back and to muscle you all the way to last, but from there, it's all about that last hold. And right now, it looks like Red is holding on to Uber. Both teams are actually holding Uber right now. It looks like Red is deciding to go in. They're both holding choke. This is, yep, like I said, this is where it's going to start to get a little bit stalematey. Both teams are equal advantage, equal player, but Red is going to pop first. Red's coming in here to try to muscle out the Blue medic. They know they have Uber, and Blue manages to save. Let's see what happens here. Locke is caught out alone here, and he is going to go down to this red team unless he can make a miraculous escape, and he cannot. That was a bad push for Blue. Surprisingly enough, despite popping first, Red is actually going to be able to win that fight. It's just the soldier up, and he's going to go down. That's a complete wipe for Chodes, and Red is going to be able to take this moral support now coming in. They know that it was a wipe, and it's just Kyle who switched to Pyro, but Blue has spawns now, and they're going to come out, but they cannot deny the cap. That is 1-0. In favor of moral support. Coming to round 2 here, let's take a look at the Heine cam. Heine, of course, being a main medic in Highlander, I believe. He's been a very, very valuable community contributor, and I'm sure he's got his skills down pat for right here. I'm sorry. Zab is a woman watch, but unfortunately a screwed up rollout. Can't blame him too much, though. Rollouts are tough as Soldier. I didn't see who got to mid first, but Sub-Zero was there trying to put out damage, standing relatively still, and at 77 health, that got him killed pretty quickly. I think he could have done a little bit better. He could have gone left to get the health, or right to stay behind the rock for cover. He didn't do either of them. He did it in favor of putting damage out, and unfortunately got him killed. Both players down, or both teams down a few players, I'm sorry. But it looks like Blue, on top of muscling Red out of mid, they're also muscling them out of second. So this is what I was saying. Six's teams, it's very easy to... when you take mid, it's very easy to then take second because you have such an advantage. Both teams now very closely sitting Uber. Red, of course, has Uber right now, but they're not in any position to push back out. They're actually going to hunker down. They are going for... the sentry hold like they did last time. This is what won them the round last time, I believe. No, that was yeah, that was right before. They managed to hold that and push right back out. They know this level 3 sentry works for them, and it has to work for them again. I'm just going to turn off my Steam here. Let's see. Offline. There we go. Red is really preparing. They were going to hunker down here. So equal Ubers again. Let's see where Blue is planning on pushing out from. This is exactly the same. This is exactly the same thing that that Chodes did before. They tried to push out of lobby. It didn't work. They got wiped, and Red was able to push right back out. Moral support. Waterson is staying here in spawn, trying not to get killed. He knows that bombs are very easy to do in this much of an open area. But there is a sentry covering him, so he doesn't need to be too worried. But he's still, you know, better safe than sorry. Both teams do need to be careful. One thing to note, though, is Moral Support is not running a heavy this time. They ran the heavy before, and it was that combination of a heavy and the level 3 sentry that really secured them that bounce back, that they were able to then go back and win that first round. Kyle seems to be okay here. Not sure what he's doing. There he goes. So without a heavy, let's see. They did lose a player. They lost their soldier. No problem for Red. They're just going to keep their solid hold. But without a heavy, we'll see if they have the muscle to really be able to hold this. And it's starting to get stalemated. Both teams are kind of not sure what to do. They have equal numbers, they have equal Uber, but what do you do at this point? Do you try to sacrifice players and go for a pick? That's what Money did just a few seconds ago. He tried to go in, I believe, to get a pick to give them advantage, but he failed, he died, and now he's respawned, and we're back to this kind of cycle of just waiting. Like, look, you can see all the play. They look like they're AFK. The demo's just jumping, the scouts, I don't think he's AFK, I think he's just watching. But both teams, they you know, you gotta be careful, and Chode definitely doesn't want to risk anything. You can see why they're staying here, because last time they tried to push in, they got wiped, and Moral Support was able to push back out. Oh, but here we go. The early, I think the medic actually may have gotten forced here. No, I don't think he did, but they're going for the sentry first, and without a sentry, Hangy did go heavy, so now they do have a heavy, but their level 3 is down. The red did pop their Uber on the heavy in response. Both teams down a player. The sniper is down for blue, who would try to get a pick, but was denied by that Uber. Both teams are now out of Uber, and they are at equal numbers. 3 players up for each, but the demo is going to retreat, not being able to get much done. The blue players all low on health. They are retreating, and yeah, not a whole lot happened here. Yeah, Red's going to try to push back up, but the demo's still alive. The demo can muscle them back in, unless they can bully him out, and they did manage to get the demo. So no muscle there for blue, no real muscle there for blue. As Moral Support does come out, and should be able to take the second point. That's surprising. I was expecting, I guess the medic went down for Chode, and they're going to try to build back up now, but they didn't have the power to keep that second point, and Red is now going to be able to push right back out, just like they did before. Yeah, I did like a lot that Hangy switched back to heavy. I think, again, it was that level 3 plus the heavy with the Uber that really secured that's a solid hold on last, and you really want that solid hold, because if you don't, blue comes in, they take the point. But if you have that solid hold, you can wipe their team, or at least damage them a lot, like just happened here, and you can just rebound off of that. You can push right back out and secure yourself the midpoint, which Moral Support has just managed to do, and they did take mid, as we saw, but blue is really trying to hold firm right here. They took their stance at second. Moral Support was trying to take second, but they couldn't do it, so now blue, given only just the scout left up for Moral Support, Chode is going to push back out and take mid right here, and I expect to see some players should be moving up. Everybody's stacking the point. This is strange, because Moral Support just got spawns, and now they're going to be able to hold second. That's strange. I would have definitely liked to see some of Chode's classes moving up to try to secure second, like we just saw on the other rebound a few minutes ago. We saw, I believe it was Moral Support that was pushing in. No, I'm sorry. I may be wrong. One of the teams, I have a horrible memory, but one of the teams had pushed in, and I think it was Chode. I think it was Chode, because I remember they were blue. They pushed in, they took mid, right at that mid fight this round, and they went immediately forward and took second. They hadn't even finished capping mid by the time they were on second, and they just completely pushed Moral Support out of second. So now, blue is trying to make the push in. They do have Uber advantage, but neither team has Uber yet. As blue is getting a little bit aggressive here. Their demo was doing a lot of work. Managed to take out Moral Support's demo, but they are at equal numbers there. Despite blue now missing their demo. Red has their power classes at the moment. Soldier, a demo, and also Napalm has switched to Sniper. Interesting tactic. You usually see snipers involved in last points because, like we saw, that one stalemate situation, which in that case, that was really stalemate. But you want a sniper who can kind of stay back. You don't have to have a soldier who bombs in and tries to get the medic. You can have someone like the sniper who stays back and tries to get a medic pick or a demo pick or something that would really help your team push in, and that's at last. So to see it at second, it's not completely unconventional. But you don't see it too often. I think, did he switch back? Yeah, Napalm switched back to Scout, so Napalm is now back on Scout, figured he couldn't really get the pick, so it wasn't worth it. And he's going for the more versatile class, as both teams are now sitting on Uber. They think Chodes had the Uber advantage before, but they kind of lost it. I don't blame them. It was only 10% difference. But both teams are now just holding choke. Red is trying to keep their second point secure. Blue is going to do their best to bully them out. As Money here is just keeping a good eye on choke. But again, this is where it's going to start to get a little bit more stalematy. You can even see it in the scouts. The scouts aren't moving around that much. It's just watch the flank, watch the main, watch the choke. Oh, but Napalm goes down. So there's a scout down, but you can't really push off of a scout down. I'd be very surprised to see Locke decide to push in on a scout down. Which is he going to? I think he is going to. They are going to push in, maybe not, I don't know. Yes, they are pushing in. Their team is pushing in. They haven't popped Uber yet, and Locke does kind of get forced, but they are starting to push in. The response from Red, of course, is that, wow, Waterson was forced to pop very, I don't know if he popped early, but he was very low on health, and as soon as he loses that Uber, he goes down. So Locke is staying alive, probably because of that front body armor. That does add a lot of protection. But that was a good push in by Blue. I like that a lot. They spread out, they made themselves hard to kill, and they popped as late as they could. They really milked that Uber for all it's worth. And oh, and Zumba was on the last point, but he could not get the cap. But now, Red has to be very careful. Red has to be extremely careful because they have a lot of cap time. They just need to wait a little bit to let that cap time go down. But until then, the Heavy and the Medic are going to stay on the point. Sticky's on the point. This is like a government bank vault right now, that red point. And the only way to get through that bank vault from Chode is with an Uber, and they don't have that yet. However, they do have Uber advantage. They're on 90% Uber. Kyle is back here. I guess he likes to AFK a little bit. He doesn't move around. Likes to watch these the roll out in the left shutter spots. And now Blue is sitting on Uber. They should be pushing him right now. They have to push him right now or they're going to lose that advantage. They are. Blue is coming in. It's just the Medic and the Demo. The Scouts are going to come in left side. Both Scouts. No, just Scout and the Soldier, sorry. They're going to come in, they muscled out from both sides, but the Red Uber is the response. They're going to stay on the point to deny that cap, but Blue player is still around. Blue does have player advantage right now, and the Scout just barely gets the finishing cap time. The Soldier right there, I couldn't see if that was Money or Heine, but one of the Soldiers did manage to, did not manage to deny the cap. He's very close to denying that, but couldn't quite get the job done. Red being the first one out, I believe, to mid, and he's going to get some good damage out. Ghost Red. It's very hard to see him when he's a ghost, but he does have that nice mask on. So this is what I like to see. I like to see a Demo at mid who is not focused on just getting damage out. He did go for the health pack. He gets the health, he secures that for himself, but he's putting out a lot of good damage. And he's staying back behind cover when he is not doing damage, when he has to reload, when he's very hurt. You go behind cover, and you don't let the enemy hurt you. Blue's doing some, they look like they're doing some good work, but Red is just going to muscle them out. They are just now sitting on Uber. Red, it looks like they're going to be very aggressive with this. They know that their Scout and their Soldier are going to sit back and take the midpoint as Red pushes right in here immediately. No? No, I guess not. I figured they had Uber advantage in that moment, but they must not have known that. And despite Blue being pushed back very far, they're playing behind Spire, they're playing very safe, their Medic is in a good spot. This could easily turn into another stalemate if neither team does anything right now. Oh, but Waterson going down to 15 health. I don't know what that was from. That probably was from spam. The Soldier is going to bomb in after the Medic got the health, but they should be focusing on this Medic. 2 down for Red right now, as Red is being pushed back. Oh, and Waterson drops! Waterson drops. That should not have happened. Blue is going to come in with the Uber and muscle them out, but they can't really do anything with second. Only 3 down for Red, but they don't have mid yet. They're going to have mid very soon, and they're going to push right into mid here. No Red players on mid. They're going to lose their second. Red is going to lose their second. That was a very unfortunate draw from Waterson. That should not have happened. He was running Uber. Oh no, but the Red Soldier is going to try to... Oh, he could have gotten the comeback there. He could have gotten the revenge, but Locke is doing a very, very good job of staying alive. Waterson could have denied that. I assume that was one of those moments where he hit right-click as soon as the rocket hit. He tried to milk it just a little bit too long. That's the problem. When you really try to milk those Ubers, that can happen. You misjudge, and you end up clicking just a millisecond too late. And blue has to know they have advantage here. They have to know. They have to push in right away. Red is sitting on 85. They can just go for the medic. They do. They push in right away. They're going right for the point, but they can't find the medic. Where is the medic? The medic just came out of right spawn, but he had Uber. He pops Uber just in time. Red is down one more player than blue, but they are going to try to focus down the medic here. That was a great, great save. Waterson bringing himself back. By staying in spawn until he got that Uber. Unfortunately, it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. Blue is able to muscle him out there. Very good play, though, by Waterson. Really redeeming himself after having dropped that Uber before. Let's go on the Sub-Zero cam right now. We're going to see the demo rollout. I believe Red, with all the Ds, that's going to be tiring to say. I believe he was the first one to get to mid last time. Oh, no, but that is... Who was that? There's one of the soldiers on Chodes who was looking to get an early pick, but he didn't really find anybody there. Demo's getting some good spam out. Medics seem to be in a good spot. The first kills go out. One player on Chode and one player on moral support. The second player on moral support now going down. It looks like pretty even mid-fight, but Red is just going to give it up. Red is spreading out, very smart here in backing up, but Blue does have Uber advantage. I believe they're just... Yeah, they're just running regular Medigun. Locke must be healing his players much more than Waterson. He is getting Uber faster, but he knows that they're too close in Uber percentage, that if Locke just pushes in right then, and if he tries to be really aggressive, you know, Waterson already demonstrated that he can hold back until he gets Uber and then push right back in to completely deny any pushes. So good job on Red kind of staying back, drawing the line, not letting Blue get in at all, and waiting until they had Uber to move forward a little bit. Now, Water definitely knows that, actually all the players know that they're sitting on, you know, each one has Uber, and we're getting back to the stalemate game. Let's see if we can try to find a way that these teams are going to try to break the stalemate. Chunky, Tofu, all these letters and all these names. It's going to be good thing I have a bottle of water with me. He's trying to get some spam out, but he knows it's not going to be quite enough, so he goes back. Players from Chode trying to peek IT, but it's not going to do a whole lot for him. Napalm is just kind of sitting here watching. Neither team really doing anything. It's at this point, maybe it is. Maybe that's, is Zabi doing anything? Sub-Zero? No, let's just jump onto the fence. Oh, it looks like we have a pause. Is this a pause? Yes, it's a pause. I was afraid I was crashing, but it appears that is not the case. So we're paused. All right. Not sure what happened. All the players seem to be in here unless somebody was crashing and quickly asked to pause. Then we'll see what happens. I'm not sure when this is going to be up or how long this is going to take. But let's take a look at where the players are right now. Like I said, it's the same situation as it was just a minute ago. Both teams are sitting kind of in a hold. They're both holding Uber. They've been holding Uber for a while since the mid-fight. And at this point, the goal for both teams is exactly the same. You're trying to find a weakness. You're trying to find a vulnerability in the other team that you can capitalize on. And that comes, of course, in the form of advantages. Uber advantages is the biggest one, but, you know, both teams are sitting on Uber, so that's not really an option. And you want to be careful with pushing into, pushing in first when both medics have Uber, because if you pop first, generally speaking, unless you're flashing a whole lot, or the other team's flashing a whole lot, you're going to run out of Uber first, and your team's going to be vulnerable. But they made it work last time. I believe that was Chode that pushed in. That just made it work. I kind of like this. Money just with the rocket in his face. And that's because the original, of course, the origin of the rocket is right in the center. That's what it looks like from his perspective. This is cool. I like that. That's a really good freeze frame. Really shows that's not where the rocket's coming from, right in there. It's coming from your face. It just vomits rockets. Anyway, after digressing, let's see. So like I said before, the biggest thing when you're holding like this, nobody likes a stalemate-y kind of situation. It's not fun for anybody. Let's see if we can find any. No. Alright. So the main thing here is you're trying to find a vulnerability, and if you don't have one, you don't have Uber advantage, you don't have player advantage, everybody's equal. Oh, and here we come. you do want to try to make that yourself. You could bomb a soldier in, which it looks like, yeah, it looks like we tried to do that there. One of the soldiers tried to do that, but we couldn't quite get that done. But you have to sacrifice players. You have to try to do that to get yourself an advantage, because the worst case scenario, if you lose that player, you usually have time to just let them respawn and the whole holding cycle starts all over again. So here we go. Red actually is going to pop their Uber in. They're deciding to use it first, and Blue's response also is to pop their Uber. And it looks like Red's doing a very good job of muscling out Blue here. They're going to push him back to second. My apologies. The pause actually bugs out the HUD, and the HUD is now frozen. I'm not quite sure what the... I'm a horrible caster. I don't know what the command is to reload the HUD. It might be CL HUD reload or CL force. I don't know. I can't do it live. I'll figure it out maybe between games or at halftime I can do that, but not right now. So my apologies that the HUD is not showing correct information, but it does look like Red has a good advantage here. The heavy goes down. That's a lot of muscle for Blue's defense, but they are here. They're really swarming the point, but they're not getting on the point. They have to get on the point, and they finally do. They were opening themselves up a little bit. Had Blue gotten spawns 2 seconds earlier, that would have been much different, I think. But for right now, not too much. So let's see. Well, we're on the rollout here. Let's see. Let's go on Red, and I'm going to try to find out TF2 HUD reload. Just watch Red here for just a second while I try to find the reload scheme. HUD reload. Let's see. Sorry for the technical issues. There we go. HUD reload scheme. Perfect. All right, now we've got up-to-date info. Do we? Do we? Kind of. Kind of not really. Halftime, this will be much better. Anyway, back to the coverage. Blue did a good job of muscling out Red there. I'm not sure how many players they're losing. They did lose Heine, so that's a soldier down. But nobody's on point. I wonder why that is. Maybe they just got spawns. Heine just spawned, but it looks like they're going for a last hold here. They're opting, instead of a heavy, they're opting for a sniper. That's a little bit weird. That is strange, because if you're holding last, it makes much more sense to have a heavy, because the heavy's the muscle who can really force a team back. But a sniper, you have to get the headshots, you have to get the kills. And you're not the one who's muscling them back, you're the one who is getting the picks so the other team doesn't want to push in. And this is what I'm talking about. If you don't get the picks, the team's just going to barrel right in. They're going to barrel through you. And thankfully, he's not on sniper anymore, he's back on his regular class. I didn't see who that was, but they actually, see, Red did a good job of... Never mind! They didn't do a good job of denying that. They did the opposite of a good job denying that. Let's take a look at who else we got. Zobby's rollout. That should be interesting. So they didn't. I think the sniper might have been a part of that. I don't think it was a huge deal in that hole, but I do think if there was a heavy, that would have been much better. At least a level 3 sentry, but when you don't have either of those on a last hold like process where it's so open and enemies can come in from so many different angles, it's very, very difficult to hold last if you can't get those picks. And here we go. Finally, the HUD is back in business as Red is losing a substantial amount of players right now. Not going to want to do a whole lot here. Almost all the players down for Red. That is the scoreboard at the moment as Blue muscles Red out of their rightful place on the midpoint, if I should say that. Assuming I was a Chode supporter, which, not Chode as in an actual show, but Chode as in, you know, the team name. Red here going to go for the safe. Sorry about that. Going to go for the safe, hunkering down the bunker. Sticky's on the point, but again, no real power classes. Napalm is opting to go for the sniper again, but he has to get the headshots. If he can't do it, then there's no point in having a sniper. He really has to be confident in his sniping abilities. And if he's not, then he's just kind of going for a crapshoot at this point. You either get the kills or you don't, because right now both teams are sitting on equal Uber, equal players. Everybody's buffed, you know. Ooh, that's, there we go. And you've got to get the picks. That's probably why Napalm decided to do it, is because he knows that this is just going to stalemate. Why not try to break it early? If it works on offense into last, it can work on defense. Morrison's staying in a good spot here. Mock also here. Yeah, both medics are being very wary. But, actually, moral support's going to try to push out, but don't drop, Watterson, don't drop! Oh, he was so close to dropping there. I knew that was a very risky place to be. It was just with his demo. I don't know if there's anybody behind him, but now he's down to 40 health. He should be going back. Yep, he's going back to get health. That was really, really close. That was too close for comfort. You want to be careful when you're the medic. You need to be in a spot where you're not going to get picked off, because that was very close to costing them the half right there. Actually, that would have won. Chode would have pushed in, taken last easily with Uber advantage, and would have won that half. Ballsy plays by Watterson, but I guess you do what you gotta do, right? So once again, we come to the spot where it's just moral support and Chode, who are both just kind of hanging out. Lobby's empty. They've got this hold on last, but Napalm is looking... Let's see what kind of view he's got. He's looking at the demo. He gets half health off the demo, but he doesn't actually hit him with a headshot. But this is important. Now, I expect that Chode is actually going to decide to push in, because they say, hey, you know what? They've got a demo and a sniper, but with Uber, that doesn't matter a whole lot. We can just push in, and we don't have to deal with level 3. We don't have to deal with a heavy, both of which you'd have to muscle out. And finally, Napalm gets a kill, but it's the scout. Like, what good is the scout going to do? If you're playing sniper on last like that, you have to aim for targets. You have to go for targets that are really going to make the difference, and that would be the demo. That would be especially the medic, most importantly. But those are the two classes that you'd really want to focus down, unless they're off-classing. The Reds actually, they're getting a little hungry for blood here. Their money's poking out. See what he's actually with his medic, and they do have some coverage, but the medic does look a little vulnerable here. If Blue decides to push in now and around the corner, Water has to be very, very quick on his feet to pop that Uber, otherwise it's going to drop again. And that is definitely not something that moral support wants to happen at this point. We are sitting on Chode is up 3, and moral support's at 2. We do need 4 rounds to a half, and if Chode manages to take this, then they win the half. Blue deciding to push in. They may have noticed the sniper. They did pop very early. Their Uber's actually faded already just as Red decides to pop theirs. This is a very bad push for Blue. If they can take this, they need a miracle for this to work. They are holding lobby, though. They're not pushing right in. They're holding with their demo. Their scouts are around them. They do have support. They're not losing a lot of players. They're actually bleeding players out of Red. Red is trying to... Moral support trying to do a whole lot, but they're not getting a lot done. Blue swarms them, and they manage to take the point. That is the half to Chode. Score being Chode 4, moral support 2. We do go to 5, I believe, so one more win from Chode is actually going to do it for them. And in the next half, moral support does need 3 wins to win, so that's a tall order for moral support. Yeah, Chode definitely looking pretty strong here. I'm seeing some questionable choices out of Red. I don't know if I'd call them questionable, because they make sense. I'd call them ballsy. I'd call the sniper play from Napalm, I'd call that pretty ballsy. Like I said, you have to get the picks, and he got the scout, which is, decent when it's 5-6 player advantage, but that's not something to push off of. And if I were Napalm in that situation, I'd be playing sniper. I'm saying, you know what? These guys are smart. We're in gold 6s. They know that I'm here, and they know where my sight lines are. I'm not going to be able to get a whole lot done unless I come down to a miracle play. However, just before Chode pushed in, you did notice that Napalm had a shot on the demo. He actually missed it, though. I don't know if he went for the headshot and missed, or went for the body shot and missed, or just didn't get the demo. That could have been a good pick. That may have saved the game for moral support, but I don't know if that's really concrete. But if I were Napalm in that situation, I probably would have either switched to heavy or gone back to scout. You're not getting a whole lot done as a sniper, because at least as a scout, you can distract. You can go on the flank, you can be annoying, and that can be a tactic in itself. You can distract the other combo, or distract their flank, or whatever, preferably their combo, so that while they're distracted, you can push them with your own team, pop Uber, and maybe while their medic's not paying attention, you can pick them off. But these are the kind of tactics and strategies that I'm just not really seeing a whole lot of out of these teams. I'm seeing a lot of stalemate type stuff. I'm seeing a few bombs in to try to deny Ubers, or to try to really get an advantage, to try to pick the med. I saw a few bombs in from, I believe it was Zabi and Heine that I saw those bombs in from. I could be wrong. but the plays just didn't happen. Both teams are very good defensively. They know when to regroup. They know when to get back together and to execute a push or a hold. And in doing so, they're doing very well with denying any any picks or any stray classes that are just trying to get them that advantage. So while we're waiting here for the next half to start, I'm just going to get a quick drink of my water. Ugh, it's warm. I had just a little bit left and it was cold when I drank it, but now there's barely anything and it's warm. Alright, so here we go. This is half number 2 of Moral Support versus Chodes, with Chodes being up 4 and Moral Support up 2. This is match point. Chodes just needs this round to win the match. Whether they get into the playoffs, I'm not sure. I don't know the scores just yet. But let's take an overview look at the mid-fight. Blue's deciding to go right while Red pushes straight ahead. They're Medic in a bit of a vulnerable position. Right off the bat here, Red is really muscling them out. Oh, and oh no. Oh, Locke was so low there. He tried to escape, but the bomb from the soldier just did him in. And this is huge. This is huge for Moral Support. They need this comeback. They need it so badly. They need to be able to push in and take this round. If they don't, and if they let Chode push back and take the round, they lose this entire match. They need to be so careful here. I want to take a look at the... Where is he? Oh, Water's dead. I didn't see what killed Water there. And the scout goes down to their bleeding players. They need to wait for Water to come back up. Moral Support needs to play very, very safe here. If they don't, again, it's going to be very easy for Cho to just rebound like a trampoline and just push him all the way back to last and do what they did before, which is if Napalm goes back Sniper and they don't have power classes to hold last, they're just going to lose it again. And even this in itself is risky. Blue, Chodes is sitting here with a player advantage. They don't see the 6-0, but it doesn't get anybody. Locke is here with 50% Uber, but he doesn't have anybody to heal. He's going to go back. His team is still trying to contest second. What are they doing? They're really spread out here, but they did manage to get the DM. They did manage to get those players. Only 2 up now. Heine electing to go Sniper. He wasn't sewer, but he goes down to Zabi, who did a nice job of taking him out. And this is what I was afraid of. They got a little bit too aggressive. Blue was able to swarm them, and now they're going to go for the middle point. They're going to take middle, no problem. I think it looks like Red is just going to elect to draw the line right here. Yep, they are not crossing this. They are not letting Chode come in. They're going to make this another choke point hold, and they're going to play this very, very safely. Their scout right now with the, not the Boston Basher, but the 3-rune blade is going to bleed to try to get Uber. Both teams are actually doing that. I believe the other scout, yep, Napalm is doing the same thing. They both want Uber so badly. They both want to have the advantage and be able to push in. Blue so they can just win this, or Chode so they can just win this thing, and Red so they can prevent that very same thing from happening. Locke taking a little bit of spam here, but he's not going to go down. He's going to stay in a safe spot, be able to support his team like a good medic should. Oh no, and Moral Support was running crits. They popped the crits in the choke. That was a ballsy move, but it looks like it's going to work. Oh no, but he gets Water Zabi with the bomb in, gets Water right at the end of that crits, but it doesn't matter too much because Chode is going to wipe. 3 players left up for Red. They don't have a whole lot of manpower to be able to move up and take second, so assuming Blue gets the spawns in time, which they will, they may be able to take second here. Moral Support doesn't have a whole lot of the players to be able to come in. Blue is right now getting their players. They will be able to hold second. They're coming out. They're going to Swarm Spire. They're going to hold this nice and tight. And this is just the beginning of the second half. We have over 25 minutes left on this. Both teams are itching. Both teams are anxious. They don't want to, and for different reasons. Chode wants to just get this over with. They want to make the big plays, since this is being casted. They want to make the big plays. They want to be recognized. They want to just get this over with. Red, again, they want to prevent that. They want to play safe. But they know that 26 minutes can go by pretty quick if you're just holding, chokes and you're just not really doing anything. You're in a stalemate. So they're itching. They want to make the plays. They're both sitting on Uber just like they were before, but now there's a lot more at stake. Red is looking like they're wanting to get aggressive, but Water's not ready to make that call yet. They're taking a little bit of spam. Water doing a good job of dodging right there. And actually, that is... Who was that? That was Zabi, who was waiting for a pick in IT, but he dropped down before he had anybody to pick off. Water actually had 0% over there? I'm not sure why. I don't know if he went down, he respawned, I just didn't catch any of it because I'm a bad caster, or I'm not sure, but with the crits already having a faster Uber charge rate and the scout, look at how fast his Uber is going up. He already has a 20% Uber advantage, but now look at how fast that's rising. He's getting 60, 65, 70 very quickly. I bet you that they're looking to get this over with quick. He's going to build that. He knows that he has Uber advantage because Locke went down before, and he's going to take this. They have 100% Uber, they have all their classes, they're saying this is it, we're going in. He takes his demo, they're going to peek out, make sure there's no snipers. Chode is not running any snipers at the moment, they're just running spam classes, and they are going to pop crits in. They're going to pop crits in, go through choke. And Water's very lit. He has to be careful now. This is a very scary moment as a medic. When you are lit, when you don't have a lot of health, and there's danger all around you. You know you can get spammed out by a stray sticky, by a bombing soldier, but Water doing a very good job of dodging that. 3 down for blue. Let's see what their last hole looks like. It's just the soldier, the medic, and the scout. No respawns yet. They did just get 2 respawns, though, so they're going to do that. And the scout's on last. He's going to get all the cap time, and they managed to take it. Oh, my God. Blue, Chode. Chode with that. Oh, they had it. They had it, but they didn't have the players on the point. The 2 scouts managed to just rush it and take it, like, yank it out of their hands, just like the Karate Kid with the fly in the hand. That's exactly what happened there. And Chode couldn't respond in time. They couldn't do it. That was it. Wow. Very good play. That's 1 out of 3 that moral support needs to be able to take this match. They are going down. First kills go 1 each for each team, but they're taking some hits. Blue, Chode is muscling them out. They're going to be able to take mid. Red has to draw the line here. This is so tense. This has to be tense for moral support right now. This is the deciding game for a lot of teams. I don't know if it's the deciding game for this team, but this is the playoff game. This is the game that decides which teams get in the playoffs and which don't. And to even have that opportunity to be in playoffs, you need to win this match. For some, it differs for some teams, but for some teams they have that pressure. Moral support coming in here with the crits. They popped it. I don't think Chode was expecting that, but the soldier's going to bomb Waterson. He can't. Can he get him? He's just alone up there with the medic, but he gets taken out. Waterson is going to escape. Wow. Waterson on the high ground. He was with that soldier alone for seconds, and he couldn't. His soldier just couldn't finish the job. Water doing an amazing job of dodging and just staying alive for his team. And he's going to have Uber advantage here. He's still running the crits. Chode knows he's running the crits. And in that push, Chode couldn't actually take second, so Red's just going to push right back out here with player and Uber advantage. They're going to take mid with a nice solid ×5 on the point, and Chode is going to take this opportunity to draw the line at second. They're not moving back. They are going to build right here with their soldier. 60% Uber advantage, 65 Red. Moral support just getting crits now. They have to push in right now. They need to push in right now. They know they have Uber advantage. They're going down 15%. They pop it in. They need to focus that medic. The medic is out of reach. They can't get him. They're trying to. They got him. They got him. Locke is down. Chode has no heals. They're down. They have completely wiped. It's just the scout. The scout goes down, and that is an easy cap for mid. Excellent. The timing on these Ubers is really, really fantastic. They were there with a 20% advantage. I don't know if they knew where the medic was, but Locke was doing a great job of hiding up in that little pit. And it's just Sub-Zero managed to just focus him, take him down. They knew that they had to get him. And they took down the medic, and that won them the round. Excellent job. This crits is working out really well for Waterson right now. Let's see if he's going to continue to run that. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Water actually goes down to a shotgun, I believe, from Zabi. And that is a complete wipe for Chode here. This is it. This is match point. Whoever wins this one match is going home with the win for this match. Moral support has the 2 wins they need. They just need 1 more. This is it. And they've taken mid. Blue is completely wiped. They're going to move players up. But they just got spawned, so they're going to be able to take second. But this comes down to a last hold here now for Chode. So let's see what they're deciding to run. They do have their soldiers, their demo. Kyle is on sniper, and Zaboom is on pyro. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Zoom is actually switching to engineer right now. Let's see what he does. Kyle right there on the sniper. This is strange. Yep. Water is both teams. Now, if I was talking about itching before, this is itching. This is both teams equal Uber. They're really building. They're trying to do what they can. A level 2 up here on defense for Chode as Zobuma. Was that it? I think I was saying Zumba before. I'm sorry about that. Red here with crits. They're looking like they want to do this. They want to end this. But do they know about the sentry? Oh, no. Oh, no. Zumba. He just started carrying that sentry right as Red begun to push in. Oh, but Red is losing players. That was so risky. If they had lost that sentry, that would have been it. Blue just denied them. Both Ubers were popped. I believe. Is Locke still running the regular minigun? No, Locke switched to Crit Scree. Both Crit Screes were popped, and that Crits managed to wipe Red Team. -2 players, both scouts, but Blue is now going to be able to come back out and retake second. This is a very back-and-forth game. This is tense. The pressure for both teams right now is enormous. This game right now, it's tied up right now. The next win wins the whole thing. We've seen excellent work from both teams right now. At last point, oh, but the soldier tries to bomb him. He gets locked down to 11 health. He couldn't quite finish the job. Locke needs to retreat now. Red, moral support knows that he was hurt, but now he's got that health back. Both teams were doing, we've already seen they were doing a great job of recovering from those last pushes. Oh, but the surprise crits in from Blue. I don't know if moral support knew that they had it, but they need to protect their medic. Water needs to survive here. They need to build that Uber up. They cannot get focused down. Is it 90% crits? They're holding Choke. They're going to let Chode take the midpoint. They're going to hold this right here. They may decide to push right back out and take mid, but they need to be aggressive with this. They can't just sit by and hold this for too long. They're going to get picked. And they do. They push out Waterson. Ubering sub-0 there, but he gets down to 60 health. He's lit. He's going back. And the demo goes down for moral support. Waterson is a little bit lit, but he is still committing. They are going to take this point back with 3 up for Chode. This is an extremely back-and-forth game. Both the confidence, the morale that's going up and down from both teams, pushing back and forth. When you're holding last, that's a horrible feeling as a team because you know you're so close to losing and you have to have that solid hold. I don't know why I'm coughing. This is a fun game. I don't know. I like this a lot. This is a lot of good stuff going on here. There's been a few stalemating moments, but not a whole lot here in sixes. It's very fast-paced action. And both medics right now, just now, sitting on equal Uber, holding Choke just like before. We're going to get a bomb in from Heine, who does drop the medic. Locke is down. Locke is down. That is no crits. Red, moral support just popped. The crit's on sub-0, but it gets launched up. That's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Sub trying to go for the scout. They did wipe a lot of their players. Just the scouts now trying to finish anybody off, but they did both go down. It's just the soldier is going to get targeted very quickly. That's a complete wipe for Blue. Red has an amazing opportunity here. Just Locke now spawning. He can't do a whole lot, but he has to defend this last point by himself. Locke is going in. It's just the scout on last. He has to get the scout. He has to get the scout. Can he do it? He can't do it. Scout's going to take the point, and that is it. That is match game for moral support. Excellent job, guys. GG's all around. Fantastic. That is moral support. Whether they're going into the playoffs, I'm not quite sure. But that is yet to be seen. I'm not sure. Can I do SS here? I cannot. No. So logs for this match, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show. But again, this was moral support versus Chode. Both UGC 6's gold teams. Fantastic game. It went up to the very last second. All around great, and congratulations to moral support. My name has been Alex Rondego. This was actually my first cast for EVLTV. Any comments, anything like that would be much appreciated. This was really fun for me to do, and I'm really happy I could do this for you guys. This was an awesome match. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.